Everyone, in this video we are going to use Axios to fetch data using APIs. So first create a React application using Vite. So the command is npm create Vite@latest. The name of the application is like React Axios. Whatever name you want you can like put. Okay, so then select the framework and then I'm going through with the JavaScript. Okay, and then change it directly to the project, then npm I. Now now the node modules are installing or some dependencies or the packages. Okay, once these things are finished we can install the Axios and further packages. Okay, now clear the terminal and start the project local dev. Okay, as you can see the project is working properly with React with Vite. Now what I'm gonna do is using this Axios library. It's it's a promised based HTTP client library for both. We can use in backend or like Node.js and the front end for the browsers. So now what I'm gonna do is install this package in our project npm I install. For using these libraries we need some APIs to fetch data. So what I'm gonna do is like search fake APIs. Okay, so this is the API like fake API fake store API.com. Let me know this is the product. Okay, so this is the like API where we will find the like a product list in the JSON format. Okay, let me like add in this save as a base URL. Okay, this is the, let me clear this first. Okay, what I'm gonna do is like const like a base URL. Okay, this is the base URL on which we are going to hit or like get request. Okay, as we know like we are already installed the Axios. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is using the Axios in our application to fetch data from the server. Okay, now import Axios from Axios. I imported the Axios in our folder. Okay, let me go through the documentation of the Axios. Okay, we have the first step, we have installed the Axios in our project. Okay, and now we have already imported also. Okay, what we want to like fetch data using Axios. So let me find a get request. Okay, so this is the okay, this is a function. This is an asynchronous function, and what this functions like get user function is responsible for like fetching data from this URL, right, or whatever the endpoint is. So now what I'm gonna do is creating a function which is responsible for like fetching the data, right? So I'm going to create a function and like get products, and this is a function. One thing is like very important here is whenever like you don't know the response time, it will take some time, so we make the like functions asynchronous. So what is asynchronous? Like if you don't add asynchronous, make the function asynchronous, it will break. Like break means it will like go on the pending state, and like we don't get the the results from the API. So that's why we use asynchronous, because we want to wait the API, or we want to wait the functions until the API respond, either it is fulfilled or rejected, it doesn't matter. Just remember we have to use asynchronous, right? Okay, now one more thing is this is the like try catch, right? Okay, the try catch is like, let's suppose API is asynchronous and sometimes there might be some issues on server or anywhere like server or the URL, that then it will throw some error. So what we have to do to like to like cache this, so we have to use try catch. So try and catch. Like this is a way to like handle errors. So inside try we like that we get like actual response, like the like 200 response or the okay, and the inside cache block we like cache the errors, right? Now what I'm gonna do is console.log error, and this is the error, and inside try we like we log or we store the response from the API. You can use any variable name. Here I'm using response because it's response we're familiar with, right? And this is, as we know, this is asynchronous API. We have to use await, where we are like calling the API or fetching data from the server. So I'm going to use Axios get, and inside this which URL you want to hit. So this is the base URL. Okay, let me format this first. Okay, now so this is a function is responsible for get products, like getting or fetching products. Okay, we have already like wrote these functions over here, but now what we want, we have to call the functions here. Then once we call this function will trigger, and then all right. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, as we did console log error, we have to do console of the response to like show the response, which type of response we are getting, right? Everything is fine. Okay, now let me start the server again. Let me run dev. Go to the okay. We are not making any UI for now, just we are like implementing the logic. Okay, as we can see, okay, let me reload again. Okay, so this is the response. The response is like okay response. Status is 200, and the data is the actual data from the API. This is the complete data from the API. Okay, let's suppose create a scenario where there's some like API or something error from the server side. Let's suppose change some URL. Let's suppose I remove this com, and then what happened when we remove that? All right. Okay, let me let me remove from here, right? Reload once again. Okay, as we can see, the cache block cached the error. So there might be some like URL error or something error with this, the request failed with status 400 full. So this is the way that we like cache the error and cache the error in Axios or whatever API calls. Okay, now once we get the like response, we can like store the state in a state, the data in a state. Let's suppose products and set. I'm using the React hook for this. Okay, the products and set products. It's I created a state like product state, where this is like an arrays. Like it will store only arrays, right? So we are, as we can see, the response is like response is an object. Inside is the number of data is another object. So we can use response.data to get only the data object instead of status and these things, right? So either what we're gonna do is like set state is in like what, updating the current state. The set product is response dot data. Now what if we console the product state? Let me remove this. So as we can see, we are getting the products, but the thing is like it is calling like again and again. To fix this, we have to use this use effect hook. Okay, use effect hook. So let me import the use effect, and when we are calling this, we just use effect. Okay, this is a way we are like this callback function, and this is a array dependency. We don't pass any array dependency, just simply array, right? And call this function inside this use effect. I had to go. Okay, let me reload the page. Perfect. As you can see, there is nothing like there's not any issue with this. it is not re-rendering the application or multiple times facing issues, because once we use effect, it renders for the first time when the components loads, right? And then after it don't load until we don't pass any dependency array inside it. Okay, that's it for this video. The next video we will use these data to make the UI better,